ask you something. And I want you to answer me honestly. It could be in your head, it could be out loud to yourself, whatever, but I do want your honest answer. Is there something you wanted to do? You wanted to build, you wanted to start, you wanted to say out loud, but you stopped yourself from doing it because you told yourself that it was either too big, too late, or too who do you think you are? That's the story of my life. If you're new here, my name is Jade, and this year I've decided to do it anyway. This video is about that decision that I made, what it is, what I'm actually building, and what the next 90 days are hopefully going to look like. Because dreams without a plan are just Instagram captions. And honestly, I'm not here for that. So let's get into it. Y'all know I'm serious when I have notes. And I have notes. If you see me looking off to the side, I'm just looking at my notes. First of all, my eyes itching. That means we're off to a good start. The Audacity Project. Okay, so 2026, my word of the year was audacity. And I want to be real with you about why, because it wasn't the cute version of the word. It wasn't like it's big, bold girl energy. It wasn't anything like that. It was more so, I spent a lot of time in my head, and I spent a lot of time being reasonable and being practical and making sense of things and just always being a Virgo. If you know me, I'm always like, oh, I can, or I need to, and da-da-da-da-da. And somewhere in all of that, I have quietly but surely lost myself. And I've also talked myself out of a lot of things that I want to do. Like, have you ever sat back and thought to yourself, if I would have done this back then, where would I be now? Because I do that all the time. If you know me, you've been following me, or you know me in real life, you know that I'm obsessed with social media. I enjoy it. I enjoy creating content. It's fun for me. I enjoy engaging with people. It took me so long to get started because I always felt like it was too big of a thing for me to do, right? Like, if you're going to do this, you're not going to build a community. You're not going to be the next whatever person. I spent a lot of time talking myself out of it until I finally did it. And now it's like, am I too late? No, I'm not too late. And this isn't me being dramatic or anything like that, because audacity for me has become the decision to keep up the space. No, excuse me. In my head. Audacity for me means taking up space that I kept telling myself wasn't for me. And it is, because it's mine. And nobody else can take that from me, right? So I'm going to be pursuing the things that feel too big, that feel too audacious, that feel too out there, right? Despite the things that I'm telling myself. Like, I'm already telling myself I'm not ready. And I know that I'm not ready. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. And I'm going to share what some of my goals are over the next 3 months that I hope to achieve that will lay the foundation for the next year. And then when we revisit this in a year, we'll have a better understanding of what the Audacity Project was, and how it affected, like, my life, okay? So this is my public commitment to just that. It's not a brand campaign. It's not a contest series. It's not just regular content. It's a challenge that I gave myself for a full year. 12 months of choosing audacity over comfort and documenting most, if not all, of the steps of what happened. I'm talking about the good, the bad, the ugly, the in-between, the yeses, the nos, all of it. And I'm doing it at the age of 42, which in my mind makes it better because I think I'm a little bit more sure of myself now than I was 5 years ago. Part of that is because I have more self-awareness now about who I am, the kind of content that I want to create, the niche that I want to do, what I'm trying to build, than I would have when I was thinking small. And I've always thought small. And we've been here before. I think y'all have seen a version of this. But the reality of the situation for me is I chose reasonable over audacity a long time ago. And this time I'm actually choosing audacity, which is why I'm bringing you along with me. Okay? So what does this look like at the end of the year? By December, and I'm saying this out loud because that's the whole point. The point is for me to hold myself accountable, but for you to be able to look back at this and see that I held myself accountable and hold me accountable, because you can hit me up and be like, you lied, which I already told you, I lie unintentionally all the time. I'm not trying to lie unintentionally this time. But I want to say that I built something real. Not viral, not perfect, real. My personal brand is an extension of me. That means my channels are growing. Right now, I think I have like 58 followers on YouTube. Most, if not all, are family, friends, and people that I have kind of met along the way. I want to see this community grow to, honestly, my goal is 500. Is it going to happen? I don't know, but we're going to try. We're going to see what that consistency looks like. We'll see what kind of content resonates with people as they come across my page, if they come across my page. It means my Substack is running like the digital magazine that I said I wanted to be. With issues, I don't know if I want other writers. Maybe we'll see. And with real intention, right? Because it started off as something that I was doing because I told myself, you're not a fashion girl, or you're a girl who likes fashion, so you can teach other women how to enjoy fashion. But that's not me. That's not where my heart lies. I like getting dressed and I like putting things on for myself, but I'm not one of those. I don't look at trends. I'm not one of those people who forecast, and I didn't want to fake it, and it was me being fake, right? It means that my friend's business has taken off. I'm going to be announcing the first guest on that really soon. And it's going to be that I've had real conversations with my friends, and as I expand on that, real people, and it's real conversations, not these cookie cutter, conversations that we see all the time with the same people. I'm trying to introduce the world to new faces. Granted, my world and my circle is not massive yet, but I want to get people comfortable, because maybe I'm that first step before you land your interview with a much bigger, brighter personality. You know what I mean? It means I have brand partnerships. It means that, and I'm talking about real ones. I'm talking about ones that align with who I am, what I'm building, and not just whoever DMs me or fake DMs me with a discount code and like a fake partnership that really relies on me really just getting people to buy stuff. You know what I mean? Because that's not me. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I don't like doing that. I don't like having not vet something. If you see me talk about something on my page and I tell you I like it, it's because I've actually used it and I am using it. And it means that, honestly, I want to be able to look back a year from now and say that I stopped playing small. I stopped playing in my own face. I stopped lying to myself, and I set out and did things that I wanted to do and that I said I was going to do. Is it going to be perfect? No. Is it going to be all wins, no losses? No. Am I going to have to pivot? Probably. But the reality is, I want to look back next year on April 15th, 2027 and say, but look at what we did do. Look at what we did do. Here's the wins, here's the losses, here's the lessons learned. And I'm not even going to say that I'm going to have losses. I'm going to say that I have lessons learned. There's going to be wins and lessons learned. Because I'm using this as a moment to really establish myself, my brand out loud. And I'm going to be brutally honest about certain things. Okay? Because certain things haven't worked for me. And certain things are going to work for me. And certain things I'm going to be revisiting because maybe I was short-sighted when I started. But that's the vision. So let me tell you what the next 90 days are going to actually look like, because as the saying goes, a vision without a plan is a mood board, not a strategy. So here's what I will want to be transparent about. Right now, I'm in the foundation phase, okay? And I think a lot of people skip this part and they don't talk about it. You always see the end result because it's not the glamorous. It's not glamorous at all, right? What you're building is not glamorous at all. Whether it's a brand, a business, content creation, whatever it is, this part of it is not glamorous at all. And nobody wants to film themselves building the scaffolding. Everybody just wants to do the reveal, right? Like, I got this amount of friends and followers because XYZ, blah, 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 blah. But they don't actually show you the groundwork that they laid in order to get there. And that's what we're going to be doing. And I think the scaffolding is actually part of what y'all know my brain be working faster than my mouth sometimes. I think that the scaffolding is the most important part of the whole entire thing, because it's the first thing that you see when you know something hopefully better is going to be revealed, right? Once that scaffolding comes down. So the first thing I'm going to be focused on is content consistency. Okay. That's it. It's the unsexy truth. I post very randomly. I'm a no niche girly with a niche because I like certain things and I focus on certain things. But before the brand partnerships, before the community grows, I need to show up repeatedly in a way that builds trust with people who are just discovering me. And I'm not just some flash in the pan. And I'm not chasing virality. Like, I'm not trying to be a one hit, viral wonder. I'm genuinely trying to build community of like-minded individuals, women, men, mostly Black women, but everyone's welcome on the journey because you just never know where it's going to take you. You know what I mean? So for the first 90 days, I'm committed to a publishing cadence across YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and my Substack. Not perfect content. Some things are not going to be edited perfectly. Some things are not going to be edited, not going to look pretty, but they're going to be there. And that's going to be a difference for me. And that's going to be hard because y'all know I'm a Virgo. And I look at things. There's so many things sitting in my drafts that I delete because I'm like, oh, I couldn't have posted that anyway. Because I notice things that you're not going to notice, but that's besides the point. The second is laying the groundwork for brand outreach. I'm working on my pitch materials. I'm identifying the brands that I want to work with that actually make sense for me across beauty, fashion, wellness, lifestyle. And I'm putting together an actual strategy for how I'm going to approach them. It's not going to be cold DMs. It's going to be a thoughtful outreach plan with something to back it up. Because listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I am not the ideal person for a lot of brands because I don't have 5,000 plus followers. Goal, by the way. But I do have a community. It's a small community, but I do have I have a community who supports me like I support them. It's not transactional. We genuinely support each other. And I love that for me and I love that for them. And so I'm going to be building that because by the time I'm actually going to be ready to send those emails, I want to have the content that speaks for itself. I want the engagement to speak for itself, right? I want my community to speak for itself. And then the third thing is going to be audience relationship. I want to know who is watching, who's subscribing, who's reading the Substack, because growth without connection is just a vanity metric. And I'm not really just looking for vanity metrics. I'm genuinely trying to build something personal to me. So I'm going to be more intentional about engaging. I'm going to be responding more. I'm going to be asking questions. I'm going to be creating content that invites people in and not just content that broadcasts. Y'all see y'all dog nephew. He back there making noise per usual because he can't let me be great. So those are going to be my 3 foundations for the next 90 days. Consistency, foundation building, and connection. Simple strategy and genuinely where I am right now because I had to have that conversation with myself. Why am I doing this in public? Listen, I'm doing this out loud for a couple of reasons. One, accountability. When you tell people you're doing it, it becomes real. It stops the second guessing. It stops the need for me to chase perfection because at this point I need to deliver on what I told people I was going to be delivering on. And I hate being a half-asser. And I've half-assed some stuff. I'm sure y'all sitting there, some of y'all are like, girl, you told us you was doing this, that, and the third. What happened to that? That is why we're doing this. Because I wasn't in the right frame of mind to do those things. I was being reasonable and I wasn't being audacious, okay? So let's not bring up the past. 2, I genuinely believe in the power of watching someone figure it out in real time. I've seen other people grow. And while do you see my Poshmark corner? We'll talk about that another day. I've seen other people grow. And while the way they've done it is not necessarily the way I can do it because I'm not that audacious yet. It has inspired me because I keep thinking to myself, what if? What does future today, like I want future me to look back at this moment and be like, look girl, see what happened when you chose to be audacious and stop playing in your head and just like, you know what I mean? And it's not about teaching anybody. I'm not a guru. I'm not trying to sell a course or anything like that. This is literally me just doing this out loud. And if you're on the same journey and you're trying to figure it out for yourself too, I'm welcoming you to do it with you. There's always going to be a free downloadable to start. I'm probably going to, and I'm full transparency moment. I'm not teaching a course, but I probably will prepare something that I will sell. And it's not priced to sell for money. It's priced to sell because honestly, I took the time to do it. That's literally all it is. It's not me trying to be a planner girly or trying to be this, that, and the third. I just created something and it's just like with anything else. And so it will be priced for my time versus, if that makes sense. Anyway, maybe I'm being too transparent. I just want people to know that it's not too late. You always see the stories like Oprah became this at this age and Colonel Sanders didn't do this until this age. But what about now? What about me? What about the vision and the dream that I have for myself? This is 42. What is 43 going to look like? Because I don't want to be in the same spot at 43 telling y'all I'm doing this again. I don't. And if I am, feel free to call me out on it. Feel free to call me out on it. And then 3, and this is probably the most honest part, doing it in public forces me to do it better because now I know more eyes on it. There are days when I question myself. I question the whole thing. But the Audacity Project isn't about that. It isn't about me being reasonable. It isn't about me questioning myself. It's about me doing it anyway. Someone had once said a long time ago, and it's something that I'd said myself but didn't live it, do it scared. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing it scared. And I think some people are going to find themselves in the same place. So, you know you have something you want to build. You know you have something you want to say. You know you have something that you want to do. And you stop yourself because you're reasonable. We're going to stop being reasonable. It served its purpose. Now it's time for us to be audacious. And that's what the Audacity Project is about. So, I don't really require anything from you other than subscribe to the YouTube channel. This is where I'll be posting my long form updates, but I will be posting on my TikTok, my Instagram, and my Substack. I'm going to be posting weekly prompts on my Instagram, probably answering those prompts on my TikTok. I have a whole thing figured out. And then probably going more in depth on here. So you're welcome to do that. And I, this is how you get your receipts. I want comments. I want you to tell me one thing that you are going to be audacious about this year. Give yourself a plan. I'm giving myself a year to be audacious. I'm starting 3, 6, 9, 12. That's my plan. And I'm serious about it. I'll read them. I'm going to respond to them because that's the point, right? We hold each other accountable. What did Nene say? You see me and I see you. We see each other, but in a positive way. Not when Nene was trying to drag. Was it Candy? Anyway, I digress. If you have a Substack or if you don't and you want to subscribe, you can find me over on Substack too. Same username. I have a digital magazine that I'm calling Lifestyled. And it's where I'm writing the extended version of all of this. Maybe you're not a visual person. Maybe you are a reader like myself. Sometimes you just want to read about it. It's going to be there too. And yeah, that's it. That's all I need. I need you to subscribe. I need you to comment. Come back next week and let's build this together. You build yours, I build mine, and we support each other. Whew, that's it. We got through this. So, like I said in the beginning, this is the year of me no longer shrinking. This video is me doing that. I'm putting the plan on record. I'm saying the thing out loud, and I'm showing you the scaffolding before the reveal. The Audacity Project is officially underway. I hope you'll join me for it, and I'll see you next week. Bye.